In Virginia, you can go to jail for trick-or-treating if you're over 12 years old. And that's just the beginning. I dug through thousands of laws to find the absolute weirdest Halloween rules that are still on the books, and number 32 made me question everything. Every year, millions of people dress up, carve pumpkins, and go door to door collecting candy without realizing they might be breaking laws that could land them in serious trouble. Some of these laws are decades old, others are brand new, but all of them are completely insane. I'm talking about fines, jail time, and restrictions so bizarre you'll wonder who even thought of them. Today, we're counting down 50 of the freakiest Halloween laws that are actually real and enforceable right now. Most people think Halloween is all fun and games. You put on a costume, maybe scare some kids, eat too much candy, and call it a night. But governments around the world have been quietly passing laws that control almost every part of how you celebrate. And here's the scary part. Most people have no idea these laws exist until it's too late. You could be doing something you've done every year since you were a kid and suddenly find yourself facing a fine or worse. So the question is, how many of these laws have you already broken without knowing? Let's start with number 50. In Hollywood, California, it's illegal to use silly string on Halloween. Not just frowned upon, actually illegal. If you spray silly string in Hollywood on October 31st, you can be fined up to $1,000. The law was passed because the string damaged property and was a pain to clean up after massive Halloween celebrations. But imagine explaining to someone that you got a fine for silly string. The city council voted on this after businesses complained about spending thousands cleaning silly string off their storefronts every November 1st. Now police actually patrol the streets on Halloween looking for silly string violations. They've handed out hundreds of citations over the years, and some tourists had no idea they were breaking the law until officers stopped them. Number 49 takes us to Alabama, where it's illegal to dress up as a priest, nun, or any other member of the clergy for Halloween. This law was originally designed to prevent people from impersonating religious figures to commit fraud, but it technically applies to Halloween costumes too. So if you're planning a priest costume in Alabama, you might want to rethink it. The law dates back to the early 1900s when con artists would dress as priests to gain people's trust and steal from them. But nobody ever updated the law to exclude Halloween, which means technically every person who's ever worn a nun costume in Alabama has committed a misdemeanor. The penalty can include fines up to $500 and even jail time in extreme cases, though enforcement is rare today. Number 48 is wild. In Walnut Creek, California, wearing a mask in public is illegal unless you have a permit. The law was created to stop criminals from hiding their identities, but on Halloween, this becomes a problem. Technically, you need permission from the city to wear a Halloween mask in public spaces. The permit process requires filling out paperwork days in advance, explaining why you need to wear a mask, and waiting for approval. Most people don't bother, which means every Halloween thousands of people walk around Walnut Creek technically breaking the law. The city usually looks the other way on October 31st, but they reserve the right to enforce it if they want to. And there have been cases where people were stopped and questioned just for wearing masks, even during Halloween festivities.
Number 47 brings us back to that Virginia law I mentioned. In Chesapeake, Virginia, anyone over the age of 12 caught trick-or-treating can face a misdemeanor charge, which includes potential jail time and a fine between $25 and $100. The law was meant to stop older teens from causing trouble, but it punishes everyone, regardless of intent. The city passed this law in 2019 after complaints about teenagers intimidating younger kids and vandalizing property. But the law is so broad that it catches everyone. A 13-year-old collecting candy peacefully with their younger sibling can be arrested. There were actual cases where teenagers were stopped by police and given warnings. Some families left the city on Halloween just to let their older kids participate in trick-or-treating elsewhere. The backlash was huge, but the law remains on the books. Number 46 is from Delaware, where it's illegal to wear a mask in public if you're over 16 years old. There are exceptions for holidays like Halloween, but only if the mask is part of a genuine celebration. If police decide your costume isn't festive enough, you could technically be breaking the law. This creates a grey area where officers have complete discretion. What counts as festive? What if you're wearing a scary mask but not carrying a candy bag? What if you're just walking home from a party? The law doesn't specify, which means enforcement is completely subjective. Some people have been stopped and questioned, forced to remove their masks, or even detained until police verified they were just celebrating Halloween. It's a perfect example of a law that sounds reasonable but becomes problematic in practice. Number 45 happens in Belleville, Missouri, where women are prohibited from going trick-or-treating. Yes, you read that right. There's an old law on the books that bans women and girls over a certain age from participating. It's rarely enforced today, but it's still technically illegal. The law comes from the 1960s, when the town had very conservative views about women's behavior in public. It was considered improper for women to go door to door asking for things. The law was never repealed, just forgotten. But legally speaking, it still exists, and if someone wanted to enforce it, they technically could. It's one of those bizarre reminders of how social attitudes were completely different just a few decades ago. Number 44 comes from Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where trick-or-treating is only allowed from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on October 31st. If you knock on someone's door at 8:01 p.m., you're technically breaking curfew. And if you're caught, you can be escorted home by police. The city takes this seriously. They post signs everywhere announcing the hours, and police patrol neighborhoods after 8 p.m. looking for violators. The law was created because residents complained about being disturbed late into the night. But 2 hours is barely enough time for kids to cover their neighborhoods, especially in a beach town where houses are spread out. Families have to plan their routes carefully, and some kids miss out on houses because they run out of time. Police have assiduously stopped children and told them to go home, even when they were just trying to finish their street. Number 43 takes place in Dublin, Georgia, where trick-or-treaters must be accompanied by an adult if they re over the age of 12. If you re 13 and walking around alone collecting candy, you're violating the law. This creates an awkward situation for teenagers who want independence but legally can't have it. Parents have to choose between following their 13-year-old around the neighborhood or keeping them home. The law was passed after incidents of vandalism by unsupervised teens, but it punishes all teenagers equally. Some families simply stopped participating in Halloween altogether because it became too complicated. The enforcement varies by year, but police have issued warnings and even citations to teenagers caught trick-or-treating without adult supervision.
Number 42 is from Massachusetts, where it's illegal to scare someone to the point where they feel their life is in danger. This sounds reasonable until you realize it applies to haunted houses and Halloween pranks. If someone claims you scared them too much, you could face charges. The law uses the phrase reasonable person standard, which means if a reasonable person would have felt their life was threatened, you broke the law. But what's reasonable? Haunted houses are designed to scare people. That's the whole point. Yet multiple haunted house operators in Massachusetts have faced complaints and legal threats because someone claimed they were too frightened. One haunted house had to shut down after a visitor claimed they had a panic attack and sued for damages. The law creates a chilling effect where people are afraid to create genuinely scary experiences because they might get sued or arrested. Number 41 comes from Texas, where certain cities ban the sale of eggs and shaving cream in the days leading up to Halloween. This is to prevent vandalism, but it also means you can't buy eggs for baking or shaving cream for actual shaving during that time. Stores literally remove these products from shelves or put them behind locked counters. Some stores require ID to purchase eggs, treating them like alcohol or cigarettes. The policy usually starts around October 28th and continues through November 1st. People who need eggs for legitimate reasons have to plan ahead or drive to neighboring cities. There have been complaints from bakers who ran out of eggs right before Halloween and couldn't buy more. The stores hate enforcing this policy, but cities threaten to fine them if they sell these products during the restricted period. Number 40 is from Mobile, Alabama, where using confetti, spray string, or any similar substance is illegal on Halloween. The city passed this law to reduce cleanup costs, but it also kills a lot of the fun. Mobile takes this law seriously. They fine people caught using confetti, and the fine increases for repeat offenders. The city spends thousands every year cleaning up after Mardi Gras, which involves tons of confetti, so they wanted to prevent the same problem on Halloween. But Halloween celebrations feel sterile without any festive mess. Party stores in Mobile can't even sell these products in late October. Some residents drive to nearby cities to buy confetti for private parties, hoping they won't get caught. The law has been challenged multiple times but remains in place. Number 39 is in Meridian, Mississippi, where adults are not allowed to ask for candy while trick-or-treating. Only children can participate. If you're an adult knocking on doors asking for candy, you're breaking the law. The city defines this pretty strictly. If you're over 18 and asking for candy, even as a joke or to accompany your kids, you can be fined. The law was created because some adults were taking advantage of Halloween to get free candy, and homeowners complained about grown adults showing up without kids. But it creates awkward situations. What if you're a young-looking 19-year-old? What if you're helping your disabled child and they can't ask for candy themselves? The law doesn't account for these situations. Police have actually issued citations to adults caught with candy bags, and some people were genuinely confused about why they were in trouble. Number 38 takes us to Provincetown, Massachusetts, where wearing a mask in public after sundown is illegal unless you're attending a masquerade party or celebrating Halloween. But the law is vague about what counts as celebrating, leaving a lot of room for interpretation. If you're walking home from a Halloween party at midnight, still wearing your mask, are you still celebrating? If you're buying gas while wearing a costume mask, does that count? The law doesn't say. Police have stopped people wearing masks late at night and demanded they remove them. Some people were threatened with arrest even though they explained they were coming from Halloween events. The law was written to prevent crime, but it ends up harassing innocent people celebrating a holiday. Number 37 is from Youngstown, Ohio, where trick-or-treating is restricted to children under 12 years old. Anyone older caught going door-to-door can be charged with a minor misdemeanor. This is similar to the Virginia law but even stricter. In Youngstown, a 12-year-old can't trick-or-treat at all. The cutoff is 11 and under. This has sparked massive debate in the community. Many parents think the law is ridiculous and unnecessarily harsh. Some families protest by taking their older kids to neighboring towns. The law also creates problems for kids with developmental disabilities who might be older but still enjoy trick-or-treating at a child's level. There's no exception for them. The city justified the law by citing safety concerns and complaints about older kids, but many residents think it goes too far. Number 36 comes from Sweden, where fireworks are illegal on Halloween. Many people do not know this and end up with hefty fines after setting off fireworks they thought were fine to use. Sweden only allows fireworks during New Year's Eve and certain other approved holidays. Halloween isn't one of them. But because Halloween has become more popular in Sweden in recent years, people assume they can use fireworks like they do in other countries. Police actively patrol on Halloween night listening for fireworks. When they hear them, they investigate and fine anyone involved. The fines can be several hundred euros. And in some cases, people have been arrested for repeated violations. Stores sell fireworks year-round, but using them outside approved dates is illegal, which confuses many people. Number 35 is from France, where it's illegal to carry a knife as part of your costume, even if it's fake. French law is strict about anything that resembles a weapon, and Halloween costumes don't get a free pass. Even plastic toy knives can get you in trouble. Police have the authority to confiscate anything that looks like a weapon, and they don't have to prove it's real. The law was strengthened after terrorist attacks in France, and security concerns override holiday celebrations. people dressed as pirates, vampires, or horror movie characters have had their costume props taken away. Some have been detained for hours while police verified the items were fake. Halloween stores in France now warn customers about these laws, but tourists often don't know until it's too late. There have been cases of people arrested at Halloween parties because someone reported them for carrying what looked like a weapon. Number 34 takes place in Bathurst, Australia, where silly string is banned just like in Hollywood. The city considers it a pollution hazard, and anyone caught using it can be fined. Bathurst went even further than Hollywood, though. They banned silly string completely, not just on Halloween. The fine is substantial, starting at $300 Australian and increasing for repeat offenses. The city council voted on this after environmental groups complained about the plastic waste silly string creates. It doesn't biodegrade, and when used in large quantities, it becomes a serious pollution problem. Bathurst has beautiful natural areas, and the council wanted to protect them, but residents think the law is overkill. Kids at birthday parties can't even use silly string anymore. Police have actually responded to complaints about silly string use, which seems like a waste of resources to many people. Number 33 is from Japan, where public intoxication laws are heavily enforced during Halloween celebrations in places like Shibuya. You can be detained if you're visibly drunk in public, even if you're not causing trouble. Shibuya has become famous for massive Halloween street parties with thousands of people in costume. But the celebrations got out of hand in recent years, with drunk people causing damage and problems. So police started cracking down. They now patrol heavily during Halloween, looking for intoxicated people. If you're stumbling or clearly drunk, police can detain you until you sober up. They take you to a station and keep you there for hours. You're not arrested or charged, but you're not free to leave either. This has made Shibuya's Halloween celebrations much more subdued. Some people avoid Shibuya entirely on Halloween now because they don't want to risk detention. Number 32 is the one that blew my mind. In Canada, specifically in some provinces, it's illegal to pretend to practice witchcraft. The law was updated in 2018, but before that, pretending to be a fortune teller or witch, even as a joke or for Halloween, was technically a criminal offense. You could face jail time for dressing up as a witch and pretending to cast spells if someone reported you. Think about how many kids dressed as witches over the years without knowing this. The law came from old superstitions and fears about witchcraft, and it stayed on the books for over a century. It was used mostly to prosecute fraudulent fortune tellers who scammed people out of money. But technically, it applied to anyone pretending to have supernatural powers. A kid at a Halloween party saying, "I'll cast a spell on you," could theoretically be reported. The law was so outdated and absurd that when people learned about it in 2018, there was a huge push to repeal it. Parliament finally removed it, but for decades it was technically illegal to dress as a witch in parts of Canada. Some people actually were charged under this law over the years, though usually in cases of fraud rather than innocent Halloween fun. Number 31 comes from North Carolina, where wearing a mask or disguise on public property is illegal unless it's part of a holiday celebration. But the law is vague, and enforcement depends entirely on police discretion. What counts as public property? Streets, parks, government buildings? What counts as a holiday celebration? Nobody really knows. The law was originally passed to stop Ku Klux Klan members from wearing hoods, which is a legitimate goal, but the wording is so broad it technically covers Halloween masks too. Police usually don't enforce it on Halloween, but they can if they want to. There have been cases where people wearing masks for protests or other events were arrested under this law. And occasionally someone gets questioned on Halloween because police thought they looked suspicious. The law creates uncertainty because you never know if you're protected or not. Number 30 is from Indiana, where it's illegal to force someone to listen to a performance for charity without their consent. This technically applies to Halloween caroling or performances done for fundraising. If you show up at someone's door singing Halloween songs and asking for donations and they didn't invite you, you could be breaking the law. The law was written to stop aggressive panhandling disguised as performance, but it's worded so broadly that it could apply to trick-or-treaters who sing or tell jokes for candy. Obviously, nobody enforces it that way, but technically the law covers it. Some charity groups that do Halloween performances have worried about this law, and some have stopped going door to door entirely, instead setting up at malls or other venues where people can choose to watch. Number 29 takes us to Arkansas, where flashing colored lights in public is illegal unless you're an emergency vehicle. This means certain Halloween decorations with flashing lights could technically get you in trouble. The law was designed to prevent people from impersonating police or emergency vehicles, but many Halloween decorations use flashing orange, purple, or green lights. Technically, these could violate the law if they're visible from the street. Some people have been asked to turn off their decorations after neighbors complained. Police usually warn people first rather than issuing fines, but the law gives them the authority to cite you if they want to. This has led to some neighborhoods having boring Halloween decorations because people are afraid of breaking the law. Number 28 is from Connecticut, where town-specific curfews restrict trick-or-treating hours. In some towns, going out after 7 p.m. is illegal for minors without adult supervision. Connecticut gives each town control over Halloween rules, which means the laws vary wildly depending on where you live. Some towns allow trick-or-treating until 9 p.m., others cut it off at 7 p.m. Some require adult supervision for everyone under 16, others set the age at 12. It's confusing for families who live near town borders or who visit relatives in different towns. You can legally trick-or-treat at 8 p.m. in one town, then drive 5 minutes and be breaking curfew in the next town. Police do enforce these curfews, stopping kids and telling them to go home. Some families have gotten citations for violating curfew, though usually it's just warnings. Number 27 comes from South Carolina, where fortune-telling for money is illegal. If you set up a Halloween booth and charge people for palm readings or tarot cards, you're committing a crime. This law has been on the books for decades and was meant to stop con artists from scamming vulnerable people. But it applies to any fortune-telling, even if it's clearly just for fun. Halloween events sometimes include fortune-teller booths as entertainment, and technically these violate the law if they charge money. Some events get around this by making the fortune-telling free, but requiring paid admission to the event. Others simply avoid fortune-telling altogether. A few people have actually been charged under this law over the years, usually when someone complained they were scammed, but the law is broad enough to technically cover innocent Halloween entertainment. Number 26 is from New York, where spray paint sales are restricted to people over 21 during certain times of the year, including around Halloween. This is meant to prevent graffiti and vandalism. Stores have to check ID before selling spray paint, and they face fines if they sell to minors. The restriction period typically starts in mid-October and runs through early November. This affects not just potential vandals but also legitimate users like artists and people working on home improvement projects. If you're 20 years old and need spray paint to finish a project before winter, you're out of luck. The law treats spray paint like alcohol, which many people think is excessive. But New York takes graffiti seriously, and vandalism does increase around Halloween, so the city justifies the restriction. Number 25 takes place in Australia, where egging someone's house can result in serious criminal charges, including assault and property damage. It's not treated as a prank, but as a legitimate crime. Australian law is strict about this. If eggs damage paint or stain surfaces, you can be charged with property damage, which carries significant penalties including fines and potential jail time. If any egg hits a person, even accidentally, it can be charged as assault. Police take reports of egging seriously and investigate them. They've tracked down teenagers using security camera footage and charged them. Some kids have ended up with criminal records over egging incidents. Parents can be held financially responsible for damage their children cause. The penalties are harsh enough that most people in Australia think twice before egging a house, even as a Halloween prank. Number 24 comes from the UK, where throwing eggs or flour at people or property on Halloween is considered antisocial behavior and can result in fines or criminal charges. The UK has broad antisocial behavior laws that give police wide authority to address public disturbances. Egging or flowering falls under this category. You can be issued a fine on the spot, or in more serious cases, taken to court. Police patrol actively on Halloween night looking for this kind of behavior. They've set up sting operations in areas known for vandalism. Some neighborhoods have organized watch groups that report incidents to police. The UK takes Halloween vandalism seriously, and the penalties reflect that. Number 23 is from Florida, where scaring someone with a firearm, even a fake one, is illegal. This applies to Halloween costumes that include realistic-looking guns. Florida has specific laws about displaying weapons in threatening ways, and these laws don't exempt Halloween costumes. If your costume includes a realistic gun and someone feels threatened, you can be charged with a crime. This has happened at Halloween parties where someone's costume gun looked too real and another guest called police. Even toy guns that look realistic can get you in trouble. Some Halloween stores in Florida now refuse to sell realistic gun props because of liability concerns. Police have stopped people in costume and confiscated fake weapons, and in some cases, people were arrested until police confirmed the gun was fake. Number 22 takes us to Colorado, where certain cities ban trick-or-treating entirely if Halloween falls on a Sunday due to old religious laws that were never repealed. These laws come from early 20th century blue laws that restricted activities on Sundays for religious reasons. Most blue laws have been repealed, but some towns in Colorado never bothered to update them. So technically, if Halloween falls on Sunday, trick-or-treating is illegal. Most cities ignore this and celebrate anyway, but a few small towns have actually moved trick-or-treating to Saturday when Halloween falls on Sunday. This creates confusion for families visiting from other areas who don't know about the local rules. Some towns have tried to repeal these laws, but religious groups sometimes oppose the changes, so the laws remain. Number 21 is from California, where using a drone to deliver candy or Halloween treats requires a permit. Hobbyists who thought they were being creative have been fined for this. California regulates drone use heavily, requiring permits for commercial drone operations, but the law is vague about what counts as commercial. If you're using a drone to deliver candy to neighbors, are you conducting business? The FAA and state authorities say yes. Multiple people have been fined for creative Halloween drone deliveries. One person tried to deliver candy to kids in his neighborhood and was hit with a fine of over $500. The permits required are expensive and time-consuming to get, so most people just give up on the idea. It's a case where innovation runs into old regulatory frameworks that weren't designed with fun applications in mind. Number 20 comes from Germany, where Halloween masks that cover the entire face are restricted in certain public areas due to security concerns. You need to be able to show your face if authorities ask. Germany has been dealing with security issues for years, and laws about face coverings have gotten stricter. While religious face coverings are protected, Halloween masks are not. Police can stop you and ask you to remove your mask to verify your identity. If you refuse, you can be detained. This applies in government buildings, transportation hubs, and sometimes even on public streets. German Halloween celebrations have become more subdued because people don't want the hassle of dealing with police. Some events specifically ban full face masks to comply with the law. Number 19 is from Singapore, where chewing gum is already heavily restricted, and importing gum for Halloween candy bags is illegal. Customs can seize it and fine you. Singapore banned chewing gum in 1992 after vandals used it to disrupt train sensors. The law was slightly relaxed to allow medicinal gum, but regular chewing gum is still illegal to import or sell. If you're visiting Singapore for Halloween and bring candy bags with gum, customs can confiscate them and fine you. The fine can be up to 100,000 Singapore dollars for large quantities. Even small amounts intended for personal use can be seized. This has caught many tourists off guard who didn't know about Singapore's strict gum laws. Number 18 takes place in Spain, where disturbing the peace with loud noises after 10 p.m. is strictly enforced. Halloween parties that go too late can result in serious fines for the host. Spanish noise ordinances are much stricter than in many other countries. If neighbors complain about noise after 10 p.m., police respond quickly. They measure noise levels, and if they exceed legal limits, they issue fines immediately. The fines start at a few €100 but can reach thousands for repeated violations. Party hosts have been hit with massive fines for Halloween parties that got too loud. Some apartment buildings now ban Halloween parties entirely because landlords don't want to deal with complaints and fines. Number 17 comes from Ireland, where setting off fireworks without a license is illegal. Many people don't realize this applies to Halloween and end up with criminal records. Irish law requires a license to possess or use fireworks, with very few exceptions. The license is difficult to get and expensive. But fireworks are popular for Halloween in Ireland, so many people buy them illegally or bring them from other countries. Police crack down hard on Halloween, conducting searches and seizing fireworks. People caught with fireworks face fines and criminal charges. Some have served jail time for large quantities. The law is controversial because many Irish people see fireworks as a traditional part of Halloween, but the government maintains strict control due to safety concerns. Number 16 is from Brazil, where wearing masks in public spaces like malls and banks is prohibited for security reasons. This includes Halloween costumes with masks. Brazilian law treats masks as security threats, especially in high-crime areas. Banks and malls enforce this strictly, refusing entry to anyone wearing a mask. Security guards will stop you and make you remove it before entering. This makes Halloween shopping difficult if you're in costume. Some malls ban costumes entirely during Halloween to avoid problems. There have been cases where people were detained by security for refusing to remove masks. The law creates a conflict between celebrating Halloween and security concerns. Number 15 takes us to China, where Halloween isn't widely celebrated, but in cities where it is, public gatherings without permits are illegal. Large Halloween parties have been shut down and organizers fined. Chinese law requires permits for any public gathering over a certain size. What counts as public? Parks, streets, some bars, and clubs. Halloween parties that grow too large can be considered unlicensed gatherings. Police have shut down Halloween events, clearing everyone out and fining organizers thousands of yuan. Some Western-style bars in cities like Shanghai and Beijing have had their Halloween parties raided. The government is cautious about any large gatherings that aren't officially sanctioned, and Halloween parties sometimes cross that line. Number 14 comes from South Korea, where certain Halloween costumes that are considered too revealing or offensive can result in fines for public indecency. South Korean law prohibits indecent exposure, and the definition is broader than in many Western countries. Costumes that show too much skin or simulate nudity can violate the law. Police have cited people at Halloween events for inappropriate costumes. The standard is subjective, which makes it difficult to know what's acceptable. Some Halloween parties now have dress codes warning attendees about the law. People have been asked to leave venues or change clothes to comply with decency standards. Number 13 is from Mexico, where stealing decorations or candy from someone's property on Halloween is treated as burglary and can result in jail time, not just a slap on the wrist. Mexican law treats theft seriously regardless of the value of items stolen. Even taking a small decoration can result in criminal charges. Police investigate theft reports and prosecutors pursue charges. Some people have served jail time for stealing Halloween decorations worth just a few dollars. The law makes no exception for the holiday. This has made people more cautious about securing their decorations, and some neighborhoods have organized watch groups to prevent theft. Number 12 takes place in Italy, where throwing eggs at buildings is considered vandalism and can result in criminal charges and mandatory community service. Italian law requires restitution for vandalism, which means you have to pay for cleaning and repairs plus face criminal penalties. Judges often order community service for vandalism offenses. Teenagers caught egging houses have been ordered to complete hundreds of hours of community service. Parents can be held financially responsible for damage. The penalties are serious enough that egging is rare in Italy compared to other countries. Number 11 is from the Netherlands, where setting fires in public, even for Halloween bonfires, is illegal without a permit. Violators face fines and potential jail time. Dutch law strictly regulates open fires due to safety and environmental concerns. Permits for bonfires require applications weeks in advance, fire safety plans, and sometimes fees. Most people don't bother with the process. But police patrol on Halloween looking for illegal fires. They find groups of teenagers for small bonfires in parks. In some cases, people have been arrested for refusing to extinguish illegal fires. The law is enforced consistently, making spontaneous Halloween bonfires risky. Number 10 comes from Russia, where large public gatherings, including Halloween events, require government approval. Unsanctioned gatherings can be dispersed and organizers arrested. Russian law gives authorities broad power to control public assemblies. Even parties in bars or clubs can be considered public gatherings if they're large enough. Halloween events have been shut down by police for lacking proper permits. Organizers have been arrested and charged with organizing unsanctioned gatherings. The penalties can include fines and jail time. This has made large-scale Halloween celebrations difficult in Russia, and many events are kept small and private to avoid legal problems. Number 9 is from Austria, where wearing Nazi-related costumes or symbols, even as a joke or for shock value on Halloween, is a serious criminal offense that can result in years in prison. Austrian law strictly prohibits Nazi symbolism and glorification. This includes costumes, gestures, and statements. The law makes no exception for Halloween or satire. People have been arrested at Halloween parties for wearing Nazi-related costumes. The charges are serious, with potential prison sentences of several years. Tourists who don't understand the law have gotten in trouble. Austrian authorities prosecute these cases aggressively. It's one area where there is absolutely no tolerance or leeway given for the holiday. Number 8 takes us to Saudi Arabia, where celebrating Halloween at all is illegal because it's considered a foreign tradition that conflicts with Islamic values. People caught celebrating can face legal consequences. Saudi religious authorities have issued fatwas against Halloween, and the government enforces this position. Stores cannot sell Halloween merchandise. Hotels and compounds cannot host Halloween parties. People caught celebrating, especially publicly, can be arrested. Foreigners living in Saudi Arabia have been warned by their employers not to celebrate Halloween even in private. Some compounds host secret parties with tight security, but there's always a risk. The penalties can include fines, detention, and deportation for foreigners. Number 7 comes from Poland, where disturbing graves or cemeteries on Halloween as part of celebrations or pranks is a serious crime with heavy penalties including imprisonment. Polish law treats cemeteries as sacred spaces with special protections. Any disturbance, vandalism, or disrespect can result in criminal charges. Around Halloween, police increase patrols in cemeteries because of past incidents. People caught causing problems face immediate arrest. The penalties are severe, with prison sentences possible for serious offenses. Even minor pranks can result in significant fines and criminal records. Poland takes cemetery protection seriously, especially around All Saints' Day, which falls right after Halloween. Number 6 is from Hungary, where selling or using fake blood in public Halloween displays requires special permission because it can cause public panic. Hungarian law gives authorities power to prevent public disturbances. Fake blood displays have been considered disturbing enough to require permits. Some Halloween decorations have been ordered removed because they were too realistic. Event organizers need approval before using fake blood in public spaces. Without permission, you can be fined for creating a public disturbance. Police have responded to calls about Halloween displays that looked too real, and in some cases, displays were forcibly removed. Number 5 takes place in Malaysia, where Halloween celebrations are restricted in certain states due to religious reasons. Public Halloween events can be shut down by authorities. Malaysia is officially Islamic, and some states enforce Islamic law more strictly than others. In conservative states, Halloween is considered un-Islamic, and authorities discourage or ban celebrations. Police have shut down Halloween parties, and organizers have been fined. Non-Muslim Malaysians complain about the restrictions, but they remain in place. Some areas allow private celebrations but ban public events. The rules vary by state, creating confusion about what's legal where. Number 4 comes from Egypt, where dressing in costumes that mock religious figures or traditions, even for Halloween, can result in arrest and charges of insulting religion. Egyptian law prohibits blasphemy and religious insult. The definition is broad and can include costumes that authorities consider disrespectful. People have been arrested for costumes deemed offensive to Islam or Christianity. The charges are serious, with potential prison sentences. Authorities are particularly sensitive during religious holidays, and Halloween falls during a sensitive time. Most Egyptians avoid costumes with any religious connection to stay out of trouble. Number 3 is from Turkey, where public masquerade events, including Halloween parties, are subject to strict regulations. Unlicensed events can be raided and shut down by police. Turkish authorities require permits for public gatherings and events. The application process is complex and approval is not guaranteed. Halloween parties in bars, clubs, or public spaces need permits. Without proper licensing, police can shut down events immediately. Organizers face fines and potential criminal charges. Some venues avoid hosting Halloween events entirely because of the regulatory burden. Others operate in a gray area, hoping police won't intervene. Number 2 takes us to the UAE, where Halloween celebrations are allowed in private venues, but public displays of Halloween decorations or costumes in certain areas are restricted. Violators can be fined or asked to remove decorations immediately. The UAE is relatively tolerant of Western holidays in designated areas like international hotels and private compounds. But in public spaces and traditional neighborhoods, Halloween displays can be problematic. Authorities have asked residents to remove decorations deemed inappropriate. Some areas ban outdoor Halloween decorations entirely. The rules aren't always clear and enforcement varies, which creates uncertainty about what's acceptable. People living in the UAE have to be careful about where and how they celebrate. What's fine in one neighborhood might get you in trouble in another. And finally, number 1. This is the most shocking one of all. In some parts of the United States, specifically certain counties in the Bible Belt, there are laws that ban Halloween celebrations entirely on religious grounds. These laws were passed decades ago by local governments that considered Halloween satanic or immoral. While most aren't actively enforced today, they're still on the books. Schools in these areas sometimes can't have Halloween parties. Community centers can't host Halloween events. And technically, celebrating Halloween in any public way could violate local ordinances. Some families have been ostracized by their communities for celebrating Halloween. Churches have preached against it. Local businesses have been pressured not to sell Halloween decorations or candy. In one county, a family tried to organize a community Halloween event, and the local government threatened to fine them. They had to cancel everything. These laws represent perhaps the most extreme form of Halloween restriction, where an entire holiday is essentially banned because of religious objections. The laws vary by county, but in some places, Halloween might as well not exist. Kids grow up never experiencing trick-or-treating. Adults face social pressure not to participate. And anyone who does celebrate has to do it quietly and privately to avoid backlash. So there you have it. 50 Halloween laws that sound like they came from a horror movie but are completely real. From silly string bans to age restrictions on trick-or-treating, from mask permits to complete Halloween bans, Governments around the world have found ways to regulate, restrict, and sometimes ruin one of the most fun holidays of the year. Some of these laws made sense when they were written. Others never made sense at all. But they're all still enforceable, which means you could technically be breaking the law right now without even knowing it. The craziest part is that most people have no idea these laws exist. You could have been violating laws for years and never known. You could be planning Halloween activities right now that are technically illegal in your area. And the punishments aren't just slaps on the wrist. We're talking about real fines, criminal charges, and in some cases, jail time. All because someone wanted to celebrate Halloween. What's even weirder is that new laws keep getting added. Every year, more cities and countries pass restrictions on Halloween activities. Sometimes it's for safety reasons, sometimes it's to prevent vandalism, sometimes it's because a few people complained. But the result is the same. More rules, more restrictions, more ways to accidentally break the law while just trying to have fun. And here's something to think about. These are just the laws I found. There are probably hundreds more obscure Halloween regulations buried in local ordinances that nobody knows about. Small towns with weird rules, counties with outdated laws, cities that passed something decades ago and forgot about it. You could be living in a place with a bizarre Halloween law and not even know it until you accidentally violate it. The scariest part isn't the laws themselves. It's that they show how easily governments can control even the most innocent activities. If they can regulate Halloween, what else can they regulate? How many other fun traditions are being slowly restricted by laws most people don't know exist? It's a reminder that freedom isn't automatic. It has to be protected. And sometimes that means pushing back against laws that don't make sense, even if they seem small or silly. But on a practical level, what can you do? First, check your local laws before planning Halloween activities. Look up your city ordinances. See if there are any restrictions on trick-or-treating, costumes, decorations, or parties. It sounds ridiculous, but it could save you from a fine or worse. Second, if you find a law that seems outdated or unfair, consider getting involved. Attend city council meetings. Talk to local representatives. Laws can be changed if enough people care. Third, be smart about celebrating. Even if something isn't technically illegal, use common sense. Don't vandalize. Don't scare people to the point of causing real harm. Don't do anything that would give lawmakers an excuse to pass even more restrictions. Halloween should be fun. It should be about creativity, community, and yes, a little bit of spookiness. It shouldn't be about navigating a maze of bizarre laws just to avoid getting in trouble. But unfortunately, that's where we are. So now you know. Now you're aware. And maybe that knowledge will help you avoid becoming the next person with a story about getting arrested for trick-or-treating past curfew or fined for using silly string. The laws on this list range from understandable to absolutely insane. Some were created with good intentions but had unintended consequences. Others seem like they were designed specifically to kill fun. But they're all real, they're all enforceable, and they're all something you should know about if you plan to celebrate Halloween anywhere in the world. Think about how many of these laws you might have already broken without knowing. That time you wore a mask after dark. That time you used silly string at a party. That time you trick-or-treated past the local curfew. Any of those could have technically resulted in legal trouble if the wrong person noticed, or the wrong cop decided to enforce the law. It's kind of terrifying when you really think about it. And remember, these aren't suggestions. These aren't guidelines. These are actual laws with actual penalties. Police have arrested people under these laws. Courts have prosecuted people. Fines have been issued. Criminal records have been created. All over Halloween activities. All over things that seem harmless and fun. That's the reality we're living in. So this Halloween, be aware. Know your local laws, stay safe, and maybe think twice before spraying that silly string or knocking on doors after the official trick-or-treating hours. Because somewhere out there, there's a law about it. And you never know when someone might decide to enforce it. If this shocked you, check out what happens when people actually break these laws next. If you like it, drop a like and comment below what law shocked you the most. And if you want to see more of this content, hit that subscribe button.